Niharika, first of all, a warm welcome to you at the Tata Steel Chess India tournament. You finished third. Are you satisfied with what happened?
Thank you, Sagar. I don't know if I'm like completely satisfied, but I'm okay. At least I'm happy that my day before the rest day went well. So at least for the next few days, I'm much more positive, and it ended on a happy note. That much I would say. As a player, I think you would never be completely satisfied until you win the title. But the circumstances I came in, I didn't come with too much of expectations because I literally didn't get time to touch chess in the past 3 months. I went into a completely different world, which I didn't know. So I'm still trying to figure out to normalize things. So definitely this tournament, before coming, I wasn't sure how I would perform. I was even scared because also physically you're not in a fittest form, and you're putting your vulnerable side outside there in the tournament. At least during pregnancy you have a reason if something goes wrong that you're doing it. But after pregnancy it's not the same, and also it's like lot of physical changes, emotional changes, so many things happen. It's a kind of vulnerable state, I would say. So if something would go wrong, you should be mentally strong that that I have taken this decision and it's okay. So for me, I'm happy because at least I exceeded my expectations, that it is something, nothing went wrong, nothing went really wrong. Because
you didn't lose even a game.
Yeah, at least something to say that, okay, it didn't go bad. I'm happy with and satisfied in that way. So at least I proved myself even in the worst scenario, let's say. And that gives me satisfaction. I would summarize in that way.
Hanvika is right now 4 months old.
3 months.
3 months old, and generally parents do not leave their kids until they are a year old. How are you able to do this? Because I'm sure you miss her.
So this question actually is making me guilty, as if I left her in
No,
game.
no, it's
I'm just
we
saying
are very
for fun.
inspired. In fact, this is something that we feel like is an inspirational point, that you are so dedicated to the game as well. Of course you are as a mother, but that you are able to take this strong decision.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are many other women players who did it before. It's not the first time. If you see, Stefanova played in World 2018 when her daughter was in 1 month or 2 months or something like that. Lucknow. After delivery, she went into the tournament and she went into finals and got silver medal. She almost won the title in the World Cup in 2018. So there are many women who did this before. It's nothing new. Yeah, of course, I would love to be the best mom. It's not like I want to leave any kind of responsibility back home. So when I agreed for this tournament 3 to 4 months before, even before delivery, I wasn't sure how the things would go, if I would be able to leave or But I had this chance because it was happening in India that I can bring her if needed. So that's how I took this decision that, okay, let me see, if needed I can take her along with me. And then overall in the journey I realized my grandmother is there. And she's like, my mother is there. I understood as a mother that she's in much safer hands than me. I accept that I'm not best with handling kids. So I realized that, okay, at least let me try to, when she grows up, that she can look up to me, or she can get inspired, or learn some things from me. I think in that department I can be a better mother than doing all the things. I'm not really good, which I have to accept. I think most of the new mothers, it will take time to figure out things, how to handle, how to do. And I've never held any infant in my hands so far. So even now I get scared, but I learned. But still my grandmother doesn't believe in me. She's like, be careful, be careful. I'm like, okay. So
you handle the Najdorf better perhaps than
definitely. So I accept that. I'm learning. It's not like I would leave, but I'm learning. But at the same time, I want to balance both the things. And I'm trying to be a mother who can maybe sometime whom she can look up to.
So you are in touch, you call her every day, you do a video call to see her every day.
Yeah, definitely. But okay, she's very young for her to understand what's going on. So at least for my self-satisfaction, I call my grandmother and I'll show her sometimes. But I think as a mother, it's more important. That's what at least I realized as a motherly instinct. That it is important to know that your kids are safe. That motherly instinct. When I know that she's in such safe hands, who protect her, I'm not really scared or miss her. I feel she's better. She's much better than conditioned than being with me. So I'm happy for her that she's good, and that's what makes me going. If someone is supporting you so much, you at least have to do your duty well.
Harika, when you played the Olympiad, we were all very inspired. But recently, when I spoke to a few couples in which the wife was pregnant, I realized that the 9th month of pregnancy is a time when you are not even in your topmost mental state, leave alone the physical state. Physically it's very tough, but even the mental state. And when you know this, and the fact that you played 6 classical games, 7, and you drew all of them, you did not lose a single one, that just makes it insane. The amount what you achieved is just unbelievable.
To be honest, Sagar, I really never felt like it's a very big thing, because for me it was very important to play Olympiad. I have been always part of the team. I have always been I think consistently for all the years been there, and I wanted to see the medal for India, and I wanted to be there too as a part of. And I believed that we had the best chance. I wanted to be contribute in the crucial games and be there for the team when needed. But initially I thought I would play 4 classical games or something, which is very important. But okay, things went in a different way. We were in such crucial stages. So whenever the team needed, I wanted to play, and I tried my best. Physically and mentally, it is completely altogether different roller coaster ride. It's hard to say. I think most importantly, I had such strong emotions to be there on the podium. I think that's what made me going. I couldn't see anything else. I couldn't see what are the hurdles, what a normal, pregnancy, phase goes through. I was always every single thought of me used to go around, okay, if this happens, I have to be careful, because I have to go to Olympiad, because I have to play there. This is how I have to take care of myself.
When did this thought begin? How many months before the Olympiad?
So when I realized Olympiad is coming to India, I felt that at least there is a chance, because it's near to my place and I can travel. So maybe it's possible, but I wasn't sure, because you never know. So if around when the news came, I remember that midnight I was just checking hotels, where all they are going to be, which place, and I'm why am I doing this? I didn't know why am I doing this, but I was all excited. It's happening in India for the first time, which is you never dream of, things happening so quickly. So I was just checking, maybe if it is possible. But then I told Bharat uncle, I told Abdul Dada that my actual doctor said, you can travel for the Olympiad. It's not a big deal. You're in India, maximum you will deliver there. You will be safe, no issues. Maybe after delivery it's difficult, but this is okay. So then in March, in March, April, I realized that when I could play. So that's where the whole thing started. But I was reading, studying, so many different things. That I actually played Olympiad when I was 36 to 37 weeks, which is the probable time for delivery anytime. So this is something I was crossing my fingers that nothing like that happens, and I have to somehow, and after all the hard work, if by chance last minute if something happens, then I have to just stay back, and then the whole hard work is just goes in vain. So, but still I believe that some miracle will happen and somehow I would go. That's how the whole thing started, and I started working on it. Even if I play 4 or 5 games, I shouldn't let down the team, because okay, it's maybe for me it's a special journey. I can have reasons for to fail, but I can't fail my team members, whom also will be this lifetime opportunity for them. So this responsibility made me also be very responsible in taking certain decisions. So the whole pregnancy period, I didn't even go to my parents' home, which is supposed to, I should enjoy and all, but I couldn't be.
You were preparing.
So, I was preparing. Even if the littlest thing can help me on the day, so I thought like, at least I want to do what I can do best. So I was sitting at home, preparing on and off, not like every minute, but on and off, as much as possible to be involved with chess and to be in touch with chess. I was playing all the weekend tournaments like crazily, as if, like every
Online, you
weekend, like, if I have to play and someone calls up, like, no, I'm in tournament, as if I was so sincere about doing these things
Nice.
because I thought I shouldn't be out of touch from chess. So I tried all my ways that I could. I won't say that helped me in every way, but at least I know that I gave my 100%. So during the whole pregnancy time, like, I know that I have to be fit. There were also things that maybe I'm right or wrong, I don't know, like when you Google and when you know, like, there are certain things that can happen if you get BP or something in pregnancy. If you get sugar in pregnancy, you can't travel much, then you will have preterm delivery chances and all that. So I was like, I have to be fit, I have to be strong, I have to, I should not have any problems. So I was doing everything that I could in my hands. I was like, every day I used to sincerely, like normally any pregnant woman will do for the sake, like, for the healthy baby and everything. But I also used to do also for another reason.
For the chess tournament.
So that I could travel, I could be in fittest form, I could play and go back and deliver. So for me, both were important. So I thought like, I have to give my best. So I was taking care. Then at some point, 1 month before, I realized it is possible, I'm all fine and like, no issues. Then I drafted a big mail to Bharat uncle. I remember this quite well. I was feeling little, maybe I'm doing too much, but then I'm like, no, I have to make sure that I'm fine so that, once I'm healthy and fine, I can play and without problems, I can just come back. So I was drafting like, I need this, I need that, I need a special washroom, away from public washrooms and all that. I drafted everything. So Bharat uncle replied, everything will be done, don't worry.
Wow.
So these are some things which make you feel special, that yes, you are in safe place, you are in safe hands. And then there were like people there, the house, everything was arranged. Even when I didn't want to, like, they were ready to check me, just to be sure. I'm like, I'm fine, I have no issues, but still, there were people there that taking care of me. I think it was possible also because of the kind of support and love I received, and also chess fraternity. It's been like, I've grown up here. I've seen people like, all the time, and like during tournament, I remember we were playing with Georgia, and by mistake I hit my water bottle which was down, and I was about to bend and take it, and like Salome came all running, and she just adjusted my
Who's your
water bottle.
opponent?
Who was our opponent. Like, so these are special things. So many women can connect with each other, relatable to each other. So I would say I had a very memorable journey, very special journey, because it ended on a note with a medal and also as well as healthy babies. So I'm very happy with the whole adventure. Now when we think, sometimes me and Karthik, like, what all we did actually, like, we didn't realize, that things can be like very serious also. We were like, let's do it. And he came all the way. My grandmother and like Karthik were there with me like for 12 to 15 days, doing nothing, just helping me all the time. So yeah, it's been a roller coaster ride which ended well, and I'm happy that I have a beautiful story to tell in future.
Yeah, which will most likely become a movie.
Not like a movie. I wouldn't say. I wouldn't take
You may not say so, but I think it will become some biopic or something.
Maybe in future if I achieve something much bigger, maybe. But right now, for me, it's just a self-satisfaction moment. I feel guilty when I take limelight, that being pregnant is playing. Okay, everyone else is also playing. It's not something I'm like, doing extraordinary. So I don't really enjoy all the limelight because of playing in pregnancy, I would say. But I felt special, definitely, for all the love and support I received. I'm very happy and glad with that. but I'm a player and I would want myself to be remembered as a strong
For sure.
player. So I feel like, shy and guilty when people are like more considered like that pregnant women. And in Olympiad, I used to make sure to come just 1 minute before the game. Because like there were so many photographers there taking photos, just to see like who is this pregnant woman playing in it's something big news. But I was like, okay, I have to play chess also. I don't know if I'll play good or not. You don't know, you never know, you can't judge how you will do. So with all the physical limitations, those times, I think me and Karthik really feel like it's been adventure that we conquered.
But Harika, you did not feel guilty because it's this inspiration is giving so much belief to, I believe, a lot of pregnant women, because your willpower drove the energy. You took care of so many things because you wanted to play that tournament. It's that extra care. And yes, definitely, generally people do that, but this kind of energy is very, very different, and I'm sure it will inspire the women to keep doing what they love, not like letting this being a hindrance.
Yeah, that is for sure. But there is one thing, Amrita, I realized, there are much harder things in life I've seen people doing. Like, let's say one of my house help told that she delivered at home when doing some work. So, some household work and so much of things they do. And there are much tougher things in life than what we think. So for me, I felt, this is not so bad. There are so many people who did this in much harder ways. Let's say my grandmother, who it seems apparently she used to do all the household work and also take care of 3 kids. Then she took care of me and my sister and all that. I don't know, these days it's not even imagine, for me, taking care of 1 kid itself, I'm feeling like it's such a big responsibility. So there are people who did that, who are silent, heroes. I think those things inspired me to understand that what I'm doing is actually not a big thing. I'm glad that people are getting inspired. I wouldn't deny that. But really there are true heroes whom we don't know much, but who did exceptional things. And I think their kind of dedication and I don't think I did something like that big compared to many people. For me, at least, I had support system. I had people to take care of in the tournament. I'm in much safer hands. So yes, I think I got an opportunity at 9th month. So that is something big. But there could be many if they were given opportunity. I think I heard some stories, even physical sports, someone in Olympics or somewhere, at the 8th month and they got medal. So I think that is much more scary than what I did. For me, I'm at least in a game where physically I could move around. There are some things I had to follow, I shouldn't sit, blood clots shouldn't be, and all this. So I followed everything. I was moving around most of the time. I was playing a move, moving around, eating in between. I was taking care of myself. So at least I was in safer hands. So I'm happy that people are getting inspiration from this, but I don't believe it's too big also. I'm glad it ended well, and it's a story to tell in future.
It's very humble of you, absolutely. But it stays very inspiring still, no matter
Thank
what.
you, I'll take it.
And one question is, what was your plan if the situation would have come you're playing a game, very important game, and you kind of feel that now is the time for delivery, you get labor pains. What was the plan?
So there was no plan, but I was checking all the videos on YouTube. When I was walking, I was checking all these things. So if at all that happens, because okay, it's I also don't know many things. So I was just trying to, if at all that happens, how can I go? So can I leave the game? I didn't want to do when I'm playing for India in such a responsible state, and I agreed to play. I wanted to find a way to not give up on the game, and how is it possible? Is it safe? So I was reading all the guidelines. If this, you have some time. You have 2 to 3 hours. You have certain. So I was imagining everything. If that happens, what would be my condition? So somehow I shouldn't give up on the board. I was imagining all these things during my pregnancy. I shouldn't give up on the board. Somehow 1-2 hours is safe apparently. So maybe it is fine. I can just stay somehow, play fast and finish and then go back. So I was Bharatang clothes arranged ambulance and everything. I was okay, then I will be I'll tell them that be ready and once the game is over. So luckily nothing of that sort happened because I didn't maybe I didn't know the seriousness. I thought I can manage. At least that's what I want to put in. But during the last days, when I was told like you have to go back, you're ready for labor, I was like scared. I thought actually is it true? Like I was scared to play a game because if at all happens, the doctor told that you're ready. Anytime delivery can happen. I was like, if I go on the game and in a serious game, something like this happens and my team loses because of me. So I couldn't play the last 2 games because I was dead scared. And the doctor told very confidently, you just have to go back in 1 to 2 days. Like delivery can happen, but I couldn't feel it. I was like, maybe I don't know. I didn't understand. Then I told Karthik, okay, I don't want to go back with the medal, without the medal, because I know that we were very close. Like before 2 rounds, we like almost played with all the main teams, and I was confident that we will win medal, and I was hoping for gold. The last game was also crucial, but no one could even ask me to play, or even I couldn't dare to play. So it went like little in uncertainty, but still I said, I came all the way, I did all this for months. I want to at least be on the podium. So 2 days before, when they told, I couldn't play, but I just stayed there. I said, okay, if delivery happens, let me know. Like, my mother, my dad, everyone panicked. They were like, come back, don't be. I was like, okay, but I worked so hard for this. I just want to be on the podium, I don't want to miss it. In fact, until then, I didn't go to any opening ceremony, I was nowhere. I was just coming, playing game and going back. So at least for all the hard work, I was like, I want to be on the podium. I just my dream. If delivery happens, I would be there. And it's like there were so many people who helped also. And there was Siddharth Gopkumar. He kept their car. They're my family friends. They kept their car and driver ready, in case if delivery happens. So the car was with us whole time. So there were so many small things people are doing for me, which I wanted to be there on the podium and
How did it feel when you went on the podium?
It felt very, very emotional for me when the medal came. And it's just this is what I worked for from past time. It's difficult to explain the journey because it's been really emotional roller coaster, right? You don't know it's very uncertain. It's not something in your hands. The whole life I have been under, anything I do, it's in my hands. So if I fail, I'll just go back, I'll fight again. But this is something, I don't have anything in my hands. I just have to wait and pray that everything goes well. So when the medal came, I was like, this is what I have worked. This is what I have done for. And I was so glad, as if it's like a happy ending to a beautiful story. I finally got my medal, then I went back and I'm like, okay, I was like, okay, maybe I'll deliver anytime now. I was like, I went back and I even told everyone, I think, the baby will be there anytime soon. I'm like, I was waiting. I was told.
It took 14 days, yes?
Yeah, so it's been one of the best moments for me that both went well.
And in the whole thing, what you could realize is nowhere she had a plan to resign the game if any difficult situation would arise. That is
I didn't want to do that, so I was finding ways to be on set because Amrita, I feel everything went well, so it is okay. But people can easily commentate on how she can be so irresponsible. Why she is doing this, for the kid it's not good. It's very easy if someone can say that. But I have taken this decision. It's not just a selfish reason, it's just a dream that I have been living for 22 years. I'm in chess. I don't know anything else other than this. I know this is the best I could do for myself and for my family. And I know even for the baby in future. So when I'm playing for India and I'm in such responsible role, I won't say that anyone would kill me if I don't do well. It's like my own guilt. I want to do the best possible for the other girls in the team, for the captain, for the even for the seconds. So much they have involved so much of their lives to it, and I wanted to do my best. I know I didn't do exceptionally well. I lost some rating also there, but I was trying to help be helpful for the team, I was taking a couple of blasts, just to neutralize, to be on the safer side, at least help with my rating. People will be a little scared of having higher rated player. But after 3-4 games and 5-6 hours of play, I realized the physical limitations. It's too exhausting. So there are so many things I learned, and now I think because of that journey, I learned to give, gratitude for the smallest things. Now I can play with all that I can. I'm giving I'm happy for just playing. So there are so many things I learned also in this journey.
There is one thing I want to tell the viewers. Just couple of days ago, Harika said that I have to now start working out, and I'm afraid that once I start working out, I won't be able to stop. And this is like your determination level. Like, people have the fear that once they start, they won't be able to continue doing it. You are of that that continue is not a question, you will.
Yeah, for me, I've been always a person, even if I exercise or something, I motivate myself, okay, today I did 2 rounds, I have to do 3 rounds. I do overdo it sometimes. I remember I used to go to the morning badminton sessions and courts, and sometimes I learn, sometimes I just jog and then go and play. So there, the trainer used to say that whenever people would come, I would finish the training and everything playing here and see at them. If they call, I would go and play there. And the trainer over there used to say, "Madam, please, enough." I used to, be there nearby. If someone wants to play, I would be ready to play. Please, you go home now, it's enough. So I used to do jogging, then go for little bit of training there, and then whoever used to call me, I used to be there. So around from 7 to 10, I used to just sit there. I made friends of the whole court. Whoever calls, I'm I'll be ready. I'll be ready with the rack. I did everything, too much. Even Karthik used to come with me, and he said after a few days, I think we'll go with different cars. It's enough now. You will not come back and have to wait there. So we used to go to the same place in different cars because I wouldn't come back. So I really overdo things. So during pregnancy also, I was so scared that I cannot resist. If I'm doing, today I'll do one more. So I was scared that I would hurt my baby or myself. So I was doing everything. I was just walking and all. So here, when I'm starting, I thought after everything, I just need to give myself some time, or else if I overdo and stress myself or do something to myself, it will be long-term problem. So I'm just taking it little.
Where does this willpower come from, you think?
I don't know, Sagar. It's been very natural for me since the beginning. For me, I've always been a person who thinks too much, inside my head. So many things keep going. Let's say if I'm skipping, I would say, in my childhood time, they said, skip. My mom or dad, they just got a skipping rope. They said, okay, you don't know, you can learn it later on. I was why wouldn't I get it? So I took 1 to 2 days. I was only jumping all the time to see why I won't get it. In 2 days, I got, I can skip. I was showing to my parents. And then I did it so much, I learned it, and then I had to do every day because they said, now you know, now you do everything for the exercising. And I was repenting, why did I do this to myself? So I was a person to take up challenges. I need some kind of motivation to do things. So for me, it started from there. So every time I think in the head, okay, today I did 2 rounds, so I have to do the 3rd round today. I have to no other choice. So I keep telling myself these things, and that's how, for me, I think that is a way of entertaining myself rather than just going.
It doesn't happen when you are in the 2nd round that now I'm too tired, I don't want to go for the 3rd round. That never happens.
No, it's I was why am I feeling tired? Then I have to do it. I always think it in the opposite way. Why can't I do it? So I entertain myself in that way. When I need some kind of motivation for everything I do. So I motivate myself, today I'm doing this, and I'm happy. So let's say if sometimes I used to think this is not now. When I was 10 or 11, I used to do because I learned now, my parents were like, instead of going out, you can do this. Is a very good exercise. My father is like, I used to do this 1,000. You know, you're not being able to do that much. I'm like, why am I not being able to do that much? I used to do. And then I used to think to myself, if I do this, I will definitely become world champion. This is how I have been since childhood. Like, I would tell myself, if I'm doing this round, definitely I will crack this. So I have always been that person. So now suddenly to me it would be difficult. So this has been my very natural process since my childhood.
This is amazing that you're so much self-motivated, and that makes you unstoppable because you're completely independent. And one more question in all of this, as it was of course a very nice but a tough journey. Even for Karthik, it would have been very, very stressful, right? Like the whole journey, like you were going to play, constantly worrying about you. How did he deal with it?
I think we both are pretty similar in this. We didn't think about the consequences. That's why we wonder, because once the baby is out, we realize, actually it's very big serious thing. How could we take it up so lightly? We were like we have to go. There was no choice. Even for him, we have to go.
Oh.
So for him,
He never.
like
Wow.
there is no doubt in whatever we are doing. For him, it's like he will be more happy if I play tournaments well. He will be like very I'm like, why are you so happy? He's like, I'm feeling good. You're playing well. So if I'm there sitting at home, not doing work or something, he gets irritated. Why you will leave chess or what? You will do this only or what? You're not doing anything. You have to work also. So he's genuinely very he likes these things, like for sports and all these things we are doing. So I think that's what makes us it's easier for our decisions, that we know we both have we both are in same wavelength.
Beautiful.
So, and also, okay, of course, I think most important is I have a very supportive family who since childhood know that like they should give everything that I need to play. So that has been my like routine since beginning. So even now it's the same. If I say, I can't, I'm not getting time to practice. It's becoming hectic. She's like, immediately she'll come down and say, please, you practice. You practice, we will take care of everything else. So I have very supportive family, like my grandmother. Like I cannot believe like the things she does at this age. I cannot even imagine myself. She was there in the whole journey. Like I was like, how is it possible? So I think most important strength within me comes from the amount of support I see. I feel like if I don't do anything good, like all their efforts will be wasted. So I think somewhere the whole thing comes from the motivation, from the support of the family and everything. And for me and Karthik, it's just very similar goals. He has more goals for me than myself. But yeah, now after the kid and everything, then we realized how big it was.
So the dream to become the world champion still continues and it exists in your mind.
Yeah, it continues exists, and I think now more people added to it. I have double motivation now. My niece is there, my daughter is there. They want to travel the world, so I have to be like really good at it. I have to take them out. So there is a double the energy right now to like to be there at the tournaments, to take kids there, to show this is how I have grown up, and to make them learn new things in a different lifestyle. So I think this will, just now when we went to the event, Anand sir told he won at 30, the another one he won at 37. Like, okay, I still have time. I missed at 30, but I can win at 37 for sure. So
Amazing.
It goes on. I think until I win it, that hunger will be there. For sure.
Tremendous. Well, that is amazing, Harika. Well, thank you, Harika, for your time and good luck for tomorrow.
Welcome. Thank you.